Hey everybody, it's Chris and I am back. I am finally back with another video and this is a good one to react to. Um it's Amber's video, her weigh-in Wednesday that she posted yesterday, and the video is titled "This Conversation Gets Really Serious and Dark." Ooh, spooky, right? Weigh-in, and she dated the vlog. First things first, I want to say and all the thank you guys so much for all the kindness and thoughts and prayers and grace during this time. My aunt, who we were very, very, very close to, I'm named after her, and her sister passed away from complications that ultimately stemmed from a condition called sarcoidosis. It just led to problems, and it was very, very hard. Her decline was a lot more sudden than we expected, but maybe I will do a video on it on its own sometime and kind of explain what sarcoidosis is and what it does, and how it led to my aunt and the last like 18 years of her life being so tough, because a lot of people don't know about sarcoidosis. I never knew about it. I'd never heard of it until she was diagnosed. So that is something I would like to do. And I just want to thank you guys so much. You've all been so sweet and so kind. And amidst all the craziness and me not uploading, you've gotten me to 700 subs. So thank you to those who have been here from the start. Thank you to all the new people watching and subbing. I really hope we can get the channel to 1,000 subs this year and beyond. You guys are just the greatest. And I have I have been keeping up with Girl World. I've just really been trying to keep my mind busy and stuff like that. But it's been a very tiring week. I live very much out in the boonies and very far away from the hospital, and there was just a lot of traveling and craziness and chaos. But I do try to download some things to listen to on during the drive, so I have been keeping up to date. I didn't react to Amber's last vlog. Maybe I will, but basically, what do I think about it? I don't think she had friends over. Maybe she had one person over. I know she hung out with her mom and probably her grandma, because my thing is at this point she has to show it or it didn't happen. If you're with one friend and you're taking a clip, I can understand them being quiet, but in all the clips we heard, no, even the ones where there was sound, there was nobody talking in the background and stuff like that. So it was really hard to believe that she actually did go out. You could tell from Dave and Buster's how empty it was. And like the one scene in the one bar, you can tell off to the side, you could see out the door window, and it was broad daylight. I guess like the footage from Gongcha, the one restaurant, somebody noted they still had their Christmas menu up, which was from a month ago. So I do think it was a mix of new and old clips. And I know she hung out with her mom and her grandma. I don't know that she really had friends over. I think she's desperate to try to act like she's very popular and fun and loved, and the whole being recognized. I'm sorry, I do believe that was completely fabricated. Like I said, she was probably in Dave and Buster's in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week. There was nobody there, and the one lone sole person we see happens to be somebody that recognizes you, then claims he's such a big fan and loves your videos, but then didn't know that you were living in Oklahoma. It's just is all shady AF. So let me know what you think in the comments. That's pretty much my summary. I'm interested to get into this one. She is sped up for time. I will try to skip through anything that is not relevant, and I will link her full video below. So that being said, let's get back into the swing of things. I have a nice hot cup of tea, and because it's a nice, really cold day here, and we're going to get into this. And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, share, help me get the channel out there. You can buy me a cup of tea on the coffee link, or leave a super thanks or super chat, something like that. I think right now when it's not live, you can do super chats. Thank you, Scooter. Thank you, Lindsay, to a couple people who have donated. I really appreciate it. Obviously, that's not required, guys. Just you guys coming and watching and subbing, and out of all the people you could watch on YouTube, giving me some of your time gets me so many watch hours and engagement, and it helps just as much. So don't think that if you can't donate actually monetarily that you're not contributing to the channel, because you very much are. And I just love you guys, and I thank you so much. And I don't want to get all mushy and wishy-washy. This opening's been long enough already. Let's just get into the hot mess express that is our girl Amber.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video.
I am going to slow her down a little bit. She's at 1.5, but I'm going to slow her to 1.25. We don't want to miss any of this good stuff, right? And this was like, okay, so, and this was her first weigh-in Wednesday, right? This was the first official weigh-in Wednesday, because the daily weigh-ins have gone out the window. And guys, I admit, I did quit the 100 days of weigh-in, the New Year challenge. I was still weighing every day, but with everything getting so crazy, and sometimes I spent the night at the hospital with my aunt, and I'd come home and weigh during the day. I literally just got my clips and my days, the numbers mixed up. I labeled a couple as day 34. I just couldn't figure out. I couldn't get my shit straight. Okay. I got all messed up, and I want them to be honest and accurate and transparent. So I stopped them, and I'm going to restart, the weigh-ins for Lent. I'm going to do 40 days of weigh-ins, 40 days of accountability and stuff like that. And I will make a video on that closer to Lent. So I just wanted to let you know, I know I did quit. I feel my reason is valid, and so do you guys. Amber quit because she just gave up because she's lazy and she started gaining weight. So anyways, here we go.
Is a Wednesday weigh-in. I'm honestly not sure how many more Wednesday weigh-ins we're going to be doing. I'm just all over the place when it comes to my YouTube schedule.
Wait a minute. Okay, now listen. Now correct me if I'm wrong, because like I said, my brain is all over the place. She just started this schedule for this week, right? This was the first Wednesday weigh-in. And she was going to do Wednesday weigh-ins and like Fridays, like what I eat or something. And she's quitting them all. She's already implying that by her saying, I don't know how many more we're going to get, that's her quitting and saying, I'm not going to do these. So I'm sorry, but holy shit. I mean, I understand things coming up and not being able to finish things, but you literally are quitting on the first day, the first video of your first Wednesday weigh-in. And it's because she's gaining. It's because you can tell by looking at her, she might have a slimming filter on, but she's not losing weight. And Amber always stops weighing herself, stops doing the weigh-ins, stops, start having all these issues when she's off track and gaining. And she's never on freaking track. So I wish she would just like give up the goddamn act and just be like, look, I am not on track. I eat what I want. I do what I want. I don't deprive myself, and this, I just want to film my life showing you what I eat and what I do and what I enjoy until I finally go to that great big cheesecake factory in the sky sooner rather than later, because that's what's coming, guys. And I'm not wishing it on her, but that's what's coming. And it would just be, she would be more respected if she was just honest. This act of I care and I'm trying to lose weight and I really am doing the things. She's not. And that's more irritating than anything else.
Keep changing it. It's literally only been like a month and a week of 2024, and I've already changed my schedule like 3 times. I need to just like slow down, just like stick to something. But right now,
Amber, first of all, you can't get any slower than you. But yes, you need to commit to something. And the problem is she always makes excuses for herself to excuse away why she can quit something or not finish something. Like, even in all the craziness that was going on, I felt bad for myself, even for quitting that 100 days of weigh-in. And I went back and tried to figure it out. And I was like, shit, I can't, because like my shorts are filmed on my phone and they're not saved. And it's just, I usually keep videos for a couple weeks on my computer so that I can go back and reference them and look at them if I need to fix something. But I was just in a bad headspace. There was a very severe tragedy going on, and I did quit them because I want them to be accurate for accountability to myself and to you guys. And Amber just go, oh, I don't feel like it today. I quit, you know, and she needs to start having herself be accountable and just do something, whether she likes it or not. And she's never going to do it herself. So she really needs somebody else in control of her day to day living and spending so that she will be held to a schedule or to something, to a diet, because she's never going to do it herself.
Now I just don't know. I don't know what's.
And you can see she's just so blasé and nonchalant about it. I just don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Because she doesn't care. There's no care, concern, no disappointment in that face behind those eyes. She just, this is all just a joke to her. This is all just one more video, one more chance to make some money to get her through to the next one. And that's all it is. It's money to buy food and junk. That's all it is.
Good for me. I don't know what's good for my channel. I'm all over the place. But regardless, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be uploading. I'm just not sure when. There will be on Friday though another what I ate today video because I do enjoy filming those. I know you guys like.
That's because you like watching yourself eat and you like putting your face up to the camera and making the noises, and it's what I call feeder fodder. I started calling it feeder fodder, guys. That's what it is around here. It's it's to piss people like me off. It's to get, she knows feeders watch her and cater to her, and she's catering to them. And I do believe that in some sick way she likes watching herself eat, when I find it just gross. But that's why she likes that. But the thing is Amber, if you're going to do these videos, be freaking honest about that, because that last one was it was a lie. It was a lie. And she definitely ate more than that, and expensive. I was trying to busy my mind, and I ended up like going on Uber Eats and tracking down what she ate that day. You know, the ramen and the chicken, the Mediterranean. I found the actual restaurants, the actual meals she ordered. And first of all, even though it was from a restaurant, the ramen was from a freaking packet. And she paid $12 for it. That's before the the tip and all that. And her chicken meal was it $35 or something like that? When I totaled it up just before tax, delivery fee, and tips, those two meals, she paid almost $45. And that's just for her. That's one day. That's only showing us two meals, when I firmly believe she ate more. But if we go just by that, before delivery fees, before tipping, before we add in other takeout, Instacart, grocery store trips, that came to, I think it was $1,350. If she just did those things. She's averaging around $45 a day. It came to $1,350 she's spending on herself, on food, on takeout. I don't spend that much money on food for me, my son, and my partner in a whole month. And that includes if we get something out to eat, or if we mainly cook at home, so it's a lot cheaper. But can you imagine just having the money to spend on that, and then having the nerve to say and bitch about how expensive Ozempic is a month? Ugh.
To see a little bit of what I eat. I know that's like very highly requested, so that is still going to be a thing. But beyond that,
who's it requested from, Amber? From the secret people in your DMs that we never see? From feeders. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, guys, a lot. I got to get back into the swing of things, and I'm just kind of all over the place, and I'm getting all this pent up talking about Amber out of my system, I guess.
Your girl has no idea. So from my last weigh-in video, I have a little update. As you guys know, someone in public took a photo of me with.
And some people are mad about that. I'm not. Because she got on and was like, oh, he was so close to me, I felt unsafe, blah, blah, blah. I guess it came out after the fact. If you guys don't know, I didn't know, but I heard it somewhere. Here, he wasn't just like some random guy, like scooting by her really close, trying to get a picture of her butt. He was just trying to get video footage of her. But I guess they had been talking, like him and his wife had been talking to Amber in the laundromat because they saw her, and they were up there standing beside her talking for like 15 minutes or something like that. So she had been talking to them. She had been standing right next to them. So it wasn't as nefarious as she made it sound. And the only reason she didn't like the video is because she got crap for dragging her leggings on the dirty floor and ground outside of her apartment, which she always does, for wearing slippers, which, you know, sharp things can go up into very easily. And if she gets a foot injury, she's going to be in a bad way. And she's mad because she couldn't control the angles. They were unfiltered. And she's embarrassed of her legs and feet more than anything. So, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I can see why. She has permanently deformed her body. It is unbelievable, her actual shape. And it's very sad because she'll never be normal looking again. She can get to a much better place, yes. And at this point, it shouldn't be about looks. It should be about health. But it's always about looks for Amber. It's not about health. But she's just she was mad because the picture couldn't be controlled by her. So whatever she says, I don't think it was that big of a deal because she'd been talking to them. She's a public figure out in a public place doing things publicly. Anybody, even if it's creepy or not nice, anybody can take pictures in public. And you know, that's just how it is. Like, should he have done it? Maybe not, but the fact is he wasn't like a stalker, or he wasn't trying to like cause her any like harm physically
without me knowing, and then took a really creepy weird video of me.
And you did know, Amber, because like I just said, it came out that you were talking to them.
Of my butt, like literally an inch away from me. I didn't care about the photo, but the video did give me the creeps, and I know a lot of you agree with that. Just like imagine that happening to like your daughter or your mom or something like that. I feel like maybe
and he wasn't trying to get a video specifically of your butt. He was just trying to record you as he was going by, and it happened to be your butt is what was in the picture.
Get me out of the picture, and like thinking of it happening to someone that like you know that you care about, then I feel like maybe you can see
Amber, okay, this is like said and done, and people have explained, and it came out that you were talking with them and you said it was okay or something like that. You want to be this big super famous person, so famous people and people of renown get pictures taken and have paparazzi unflattering shots. Pick which one you want. Do you want to be well known and have this happen, or do you want people to not know anything about you and not care about you and not want to take your picture? So this is long done. Please stop. She'll use this for victim points for 2 more months.
More from my point of view. But the update is the person who took the photo of me is actually a girl who I actually was talking to at the laundromat, which I find to be even more like weird and creepy, because it just goes to show like how fake people can be, because like she seemed pretty.
Oh, Amber, tell us about how people can be fake and how not fun and not cool it is when people are fake to you, because you do that to everybody, including us, your audience. You are one of the fakest people there are.
Pretty chill. She sat next to me for a little bit. We were both waiting for our stuff, and we had a few exchanges. Okay,
so how come you didn't mention when you made the first video about this that you were talking to them and everything like that and hanging out with them? You made it seem like a total stranger who you didn't know was there just tried to get this creepy picture and video of you. You're only saying it now because you bashed those people and they came out and said, hey, no, it wasn't like that. We were talking and hanging out.
Like talk much to her, but I'm very much used to like being in public and like strangers talking to me, and I am very friendly back. I might be like an awkward talker.
Yeah, because how many people you run into when you go to the store in the middle of the night so people can't see you? I'm sure you're running into tons of people, Amber.
Myself, but I am friendly back to strangers, even if I do feel shy or like nervous in the moment. Like I'm not standoffish or anything like that. So yeah, I did correspond with this woman, and it's just weird to know that like the whole time she knew who I was, and she knew that she was going to take a picture of me, or that she already did. But the video was actually taken by her husband, which again, it's not safe out here for women. Like I get it, it's not
Amber,
safe.
it has nothing to do with women, men, children. It has to do with you are a public figure. And I said it before when I talked about this picture or video or whatever. And okay, some people are going to think, okay, here's Chris being a real bitch again. But Amber is a sight. She is a spectacle. She is bigger than the biggest circus fat lady. And people are gonna look. People are gonna stare. Should they? No, but it's like human nature. You look for things that are out of the ordinary. It's a means of survival, of our curiosity. We look for things that are different or changed or potentially dangerous, or we notice things. And Amber, in a country full of already morbidly obese people, one of the fattest countries in the world, Amber is a standout even amongst the fattest. That's how big she is. So people are going to look, and it's like not just how big she is. It's how she carries her weight. She is I'm sorry, but her legs are bigger around, even at the ankles, than like my 11 and a half year old son. And her shape is insane. Her butt, the gravity defying shelf, it impresses people. People are shocked by what the human body can do and how much abuse it can take. And it may not be nice, but people are going to look. And that's why Amber, I'm sure she was only at the laundromat because her mom could only take her during the day. That's why Amber usually goes out and does things at night. That's why she was in Dave and Buster's in the middle of the day and at a bar in the middle of the day where there weren't a lot of people. Because Amber knows this, knows what she's done to her body, and doesn't want looked at more than she has to be. That's why all her videos and all her little thirst trap TikToks where she's so hot stuff and she's duck lipping it up and everything, they're from like the chest or the shoulders or the neck up, because she totally wants to ignore everything she's done to herself. So I don't know. I don't even know where the hell I was going with this. But Amber, people are going to look at you. People are going to look. Should they take pictures and videos just purely because of your size? No. But they didn't do it just because of your size. They did it because you're Amberlynn Reid.
Out here for anybody. Like, anyone could be a creep. Anyone can be unsafe. I totally get that. But
You mean like somebody who would mentally and emotionally and physically abuse their partners and mess them up for many years? Do you know anybody like that, Amber? I wonder if you know anybody who's like that.
this situation, like, I feel like I am a woman who is unsafe, and like a man is literally getting super close to me and taking a video of
Amber, he didn't want nothing from you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but girl, you really don't have to worry about being abducted or anything like that. Just the logistics of that, it's too much for most crepes. I do worry that she when she goes out, if she walks at night, she might get robbed or followed back to her house, because I firmly believe she only walks right around the front of her apartment, of her door. Because if people do find out who you are or see that you live in a fancy place, that you may have money or things that they could get. So I do worry that somebody would try to break into her house and take, rob her. But and she has no way of fighting back. She can't defend herself. She can't even walk anymore. Amber acts like she's mobile, and what Amber does is not walking. Okay, it is waddling, it is shuffling, it is not even walking at this point. It's very, very bad, and I'm very concerned about her mobility. But yeah.
my butt to show online. it makes me uncomfy, and I'm going to like stand by that. I will forever stand by that. So
You do that,
I think
Amber.
we're done with this saga though. For those of you who like stuck up for me and you guys
Amber, we've been done with it. Just get over it.
are spreading awareness around the situation, like this is not okay. I appreciate you guys very much. So thank you. So now I'm going to answer 3 of your guys' questions. First,
okay, so let's see 3 of your guys' questions. 3 of you guys' questions. That she selectively chose, and you know, like I said in her last community post, guys, do not give her questions. Don't do her work for her. This bitch makes enough money that she can do her own work. She's not going to answer all the questions we really want to know. She's going to flat out ignore them, or she's going to straight up lie. So I think anytime she asks for Q&A questions anymore, nobody should give her anything. I think there should be crickets in those community posts and stuff, because nobody should give her anything. And then she'll just make up questions on her own and say, oh, I got all these in my DMs. So whatever.
Is, what do you say to the rumors that the weigh-ins are fake? I just think that's silly. This is something that's always been.
For those of you who don't know, please refer to a video I did a couple weeks ago comparing Amberlynn to a woman that is within an inch or two of her height from my 600-pound life, with a confirmed weight of 693 pounds, who was built just like Amber, and Amber was roughly around her size, but at Amber's heaviest, she was significantly heavier. And I have comparison pictures, and it's a little 7-minute video. You should go check it out. I think Amber lies about her weight. She's admitted to lying about her weight, but I do think she is fudging her weigh-ins, because I don't believe she's the size she is. I always thought Amber was, I think she's probably, well, now I don't know. I would say I think she's probably 30 to 50 pounds heavier than what she's admitting. I used to swear up and down, no, I don't think Amber ever made it to over 600 pounds. There is evidence that, and I may try to talk with somebody who was involved in her life at that time, that can confirm that Amber, at her heaviest, back when Norma was sick, Becky's mom, that Amber had reached 700 pounds. And now that I look at the pictures, I see it, I say, damn, maybe she did. But I definitely thought she had reached 600, but now I think she was far over that, which means if she was that, I do think she's higher now, because she doesn't look like she's down over 200 some pounds. She carries her weight very differently now, guys. Everything is really sagging and hanging. And she uses a lot of filters and angles and stuff like that. That's another reason she doesn't want these unfiltered pictures that she can't control out in the wild, because she can't control what she really looks like. But I think Amber just doesn't want to get the backlash, because she gets a bunch of shit. People tell you you're killing yourself, you're eating too much, you're not, because she tries to portray this image of, I'm really doing what I'm telling you. I'm trying hard. I'm this poor victim of circumstance, and I am trying, and I just really can't lose as much weight. It's my lipedema. It's my lymphedema. No, guess what? You can lose weight with lipedema and lymphedema. And I'm going to look up a couple people who have, and I'm going to maybe do a react to them, do a video, so I can, just point out the lies in this story. It's an excuse. It's not all water weight. I think she's just embarrassed. She tries to, and the higher she tries to constantly distance herself and say, I am nothing like those people, with vitriol in her voice. I'm nothing like those people on my 600-pound life. I don't eat nearly that much. I don't do that. I don't live like that. I don't look like that. She does. And she is. Amber does not get to her size and maintain it and even gain on only eating 1,800, 2,000, 2,500 calories a day. She doesn't get that way eating 3,000 calories a day. She's eating probably at least 4,000 calories a day. And that's a lot of freaking food. And she knows it's gluttonous and greedy and gross, and it's not dainty. And that's why she tries to act like she's not like them. And that's one of the reasons I think she's trying to push that she's closer to the 400s than she actually is. And as far as her looking like them, that's why she won't do my 600-pound life, guys. They take unflattering pictures and angles, and they try to make you do a shower scene or getting dressed. She doesn't want you to see her crawling out of bed in the morning and the struggle she has. She doesn't want you to see her legs and feet and how swollen and deformed they are, and that she probably has redness and cracking and flaking and swelling and leaking. I mean, it's not dainty, you know, it's not pleasant. She probably can't shave them. It's a whole hot mess. And I'm sorry for those visuals, but I'm stuck with them, so now you are too. Misery loves company. So, I think Amber absolutely knows how to fudge the scale and fudge the numbers, and I do believe she is. Me, I mean, I will film myself getting on a scale, but I hold my camera on my phone, and you watch me get on the scale. You watch the scale, read it out, and I call it a day. She could find a way to do that, but I think if Amber says she's 5'10", I think she's probably closer to like 5'50". In all honesty, it could be more like she's actually like 6'10". But I don't know. We're going to go by what she's saying about the 500s for now. All things considering, I plant her firmly in the 35 to 50 pounds heavier than what she's claiming. And that's me being generous.
I'm going on my channel where people think I fake my weigh-ins because people think that I weigh more than I actually say that I do, which, let's be realistic here. Scientifically, that would be impossible. Because for someone my size, over 500 pounds, like I just recently walked a mile, do you really think that someone...
Amber, you did not walk that mile. Again, I told you the only way people are going to believe that is if you put the camera on you and in front of you, showed us where you were going, did it completely uncut with no jump cuts. I counted those cuts, guys. In that walking part, there was 23 cuts. And at the end, you could have showed us a screen grab of that app that showed your actual route, because you said that, oh, that app shows your route and where you walked and the distance and the time. You could have showed it. You didn't. And I'm sorry. This is her trying to say, I'm not like those my 600 pounders on my 600 pound life because I can do all this stuff. No, she can't. I guarantee walking a mile, especially partly uphill, in the middle of the day where there's a bunch of people, it would have absolutely knackered her. And she was like not even breaking a sweat, not huffing, not puffing, not red-faced, no little even remnant of sweat. She didn't do it. She didn't do it. So again, this is just her bullshitting, trying to say, I'm big, but you know, my weight doesn't affect me. It's a way of trying to distance herself from how immobile she is, from how sick she is, from how poorly she treats her body, how poor her lifestyle is, how unattractive all that is, because she just wants to act like she's better than she is. Plus, she's still trying to find a new girlfriend.
Like, if I was even bigger than that, if anyone was even bigger than that, like...
Amber, there are people on my 600-pound life that are 650 pounds, 670 pounds, that are getting up and taking, not all of them, but there are some that are getting up, taking care of kids, taking care of their husbands. A lot of them, there are, not a lot of them, but there are some that get up and go to work and work a job. Like the one I'm thinking of, right? I can think of there was a woman and a man I'm thinking of that were well over 600 that worked 8 hours a day, 5 days a week as teachers. So they were out teaching and working at a school full time and then going back and taking care of families and stuff. So don't tell me, oh, if I was bigger than I am, I wouldn't have been able to do. You could have, because people do a hell of a lot more than you. And a lot of people that are bigger than you, because their legs aren't so atrocious, actually have better mobility than you. And a lot of them are a lot older than you. So that should concern her.
That would have been like possible. And I just know first,
guys, I don't think we're going to react to this whole video. I don't know what it's all about, but we're only 3.5 minutes in and I'm just rambling. I am so sorry. I know a lot of you guys like it, but I just feel the need to apologize because I keep going off on tangents.
And like looking at myself from any point of view, whether it's my point of view or from someone else's camera or a mirror, like whatever it may be, I know that I don't look more than what I weigh. The things that I do on a daily basis.
Amber, if we go by how you look, people think you look to be around 600 pounds.
Oh. I feel like if I weighed even more, like people think that I'm like 600 pounds. Like if I was that, I would not be capable of doing the things that I do on a.
Yes, you would, because I just explained it. And you know that. Damn well you know that, Amber. Yes, some people your size or bigger are very hindered because of how they carry their weight or just poor health, how long they've been overweight. But yes, there are people your size, bigger than you, doing a hell of a lot more than you can, Amber. So that's not an excuse, guys. Don't let her use that as an excuse. That doesn't prove that she's not as big as we think she is. No, because you can go back and look at a lot of people on My 600-Pound Life, on a lot of these other shows about super morbidly obese people. Some of them are bedbound, some of them have issues, some of them are out working jobs and chasing after kids and doing stuff like this. They can get in a car and drive themselves. So, yeah.
Day-to-day basis. I think that people like to say that my weigh-ins are fake because it just creates drama, it creates entertainment.
And because you're a known liar. Amber, you've admitted, you've said that you don't want the backlash and the shit people give you. So when you, even when you're gaining weight or not losing, at least you tell people that you are. You always will push the narrative and tell us we're wrong and gaslight us into thinking we're crazy. And then months or a year or so later, you'll come back and say, oh no, I really was that big. I wasn't doing this or I wasn't doing that. So you lie at the level of a pathological liar. So you cannot blame people for not believing you.
Creates conspiracy. It creates just a way for people to talk, just to create more.
Well, you should be thankful, Amber, because if everybody stopped talking about your ass, you would fall into oblivion and you wouldn't be able to live that lavish type lifestyle situation type deal you love to live so much. Bye-bye all the takeout, bye-bye fancy nails, bye-bye luxury apartment. So you better thank people who talk about you.
Rumors around my name is actually very entertaining for people because it just gives people more reasons to talk and just spew their nonsense.
Again, Amber, you're welcome.
Last year I went to a famous weight loss surgeon's.
Well, Amber, you never did tell us who that was, and it was weird because I tried to believe that, but then people said, and they looked up, you can buy that scale on Amazon, and I do believe she would fake it for the views, because that was her whole biggest money thing that year, was the weight loss surgery arc. And I don't think she ever had any intentions of doing it. But even then, those clips were so fast and so I don't know, just the way she was standing and looking, she acted weird. I know she went to the seminar, but people even who were there even said she was playing on her phone the whole time, and Jade was sitting there trying to get her to stop it and pay attention. I don't think she ever did anything else, they said. So she could have absolutely faked that too. I wouldn't put anything past this woman, because she knows that the weight and stuff like that, the diet, that's what brings in the most views other than the mukbangs. And right now she's trying to present as someone who's desirable and trying to change and wants to lose weight and travel. All the stuff she promised Jade. There was a big fat lie. No pun intended. Because she's still trying to find a girlfriend. And it's really hard this time. And I don't know that she'll ever find somebody else, because the older she gets and the less mobile she gets and the more notorious her name is, it's going to be harder and harder. So I wouldn't put it past her. I firmly believe she's lying about these current weights.
Literal doctor's office and stepped on their scale, and people were still not believing that weigh-in. So I think we're past the part.
Well, Amber, all we saw was a blank wall, the scale, which you can buy on Amazon, and you. We didn't hear a nurse. We heard you and Jade. We didn't see any other parts of the office. We didn't hear the doctor. So, and you lied. You lied about being approved for surgery. You fudged emails from your dietitian giving you glowing reviews about how perfect and how ready you were. It was all lies. So again, miss me with this shit about, oh, nobody believes me. Nobody thinks I would do that. When you made up an entire story for no reason about somebody threatening you and the FBI being involved and tracking you down, and you having a private FBI investigator privately handling your case because you're so freaking special. Yes, but you don't want people to recognize you in public. And it was completely 100% fabricated for no reason at all, other than you just want to make it up. So until you're honest, you can't blame people for thinking you're a liar when you are in fact a big liar.
Of like, oh, we don't trust Amberlynn, that's why we don't believe her weigh-ins. It's more so like, hi, I'm bored, I don't have a life. So let's like say, you know,
Amber, I've got a life, and most reactors in fact do have a life, usually very busy and crazy lives. So we're not sitting here making up these stories out of nowhere for no reason. And again, this is just one more way of her insulting people, be it her audience, the reactors, and insulting our intelligence. She thinks she is so much better than everybody and so much smarter. When, like I said before, this woman has no room to talk. She doesn't. Foodie Beauty doesn't. Amber is just a malicious, vicious, evil, narcissistic person who thinks she's so much smarter than all of us, and we're just these dumb little minions that, you know, we pay her bills. We pay her bills. We keep her fed. We keep her having everything she has. So you think she'd be nice to us, you know? And as far as being smarter than us, oh no, I don't think so. I'm intelligent. I'm smart. I'm educated, and many other reactors are too. They all are. All of the reactors have a degree of intelligence about them, and ways of communicating, and an ability to entertain people, and that's why they get views. Amber, intelligent, she brags about her GPA. No, she went to a continuation school, which was basically high school, which was basically for kids who were failing, who were not going to graduate, who were literally going to flunk out. And I saw somewhere way back in her thread on Kiwi Farms, they do such awesome detective work there. But and I guess the school has like such low standards that all of their classes and everything are far below like the state requirement for basic minimal levels and things like reading, English, math. So it's like you basically just have, if you show up, you know, they will push you through and graduate you. So, and Amber even had a hard time with that, I guess. So she talks about how she had this like 4.0 almost GPA. No, she didn't. She was not that smart, and she was bad in school. She didn't go. She didn't listen. She didn't pay attention. She doesn't value education. I said it before, and I said it again. And I think it's funny, even, and true probably. But Amber is one of the few people I've ever seen whose BMI is actually higher than her IQ. There you go.
Speaking these weigh-ins because we have nothing else to talk about. So that's kind of like where I'm at with that. Like, I literally don't care if people don't believe my weigh-ins because I know.
Except you totally care, Amber.
They're true. Next question is, does it get exhausting constantly thinking about your weight? Yes, because it's like, I think about it regardless of what I'm doing.
But you really don't care, Amber. If it was really so much of a problem for you. No, it's like, okay. Some people, like some of my size with PCOS, people who maybe have to lose like 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds. You think about it, but maybe not as much. And it is a little harder to get that weight moving, but it can be done. But Amber, it literally hinders her life. It has her at 32, 33, living in handicapped apartments. She can't walk. She couldn't work a normal job. Her body is deformed. She's humiliated. Her weight threatens her life. So, and she is so big and eats so much that she could actually do very little and lose at least the initial 80 to 100 pounds. So, if she thinks about it all the time, she obviously doesn't give too much of a crap about the number on the scale and how big she is and how dangerous it is for her.
I think about it when I'm eating. I think about it when I'm showering. I think about it when I'm working Twinkie. Like, my weight is constantly and consistently on my mind. And yes, it does get very exhausting because sometimes I just like want to exist. And then there are those rare times where I do stop thinking about my weight and I just exist as a person.
And you never should, Amber, because your weight is literally at a life-threatening level. I mean, what's going to happen if she gets another bout of cellulitis in her leg and she's becoming resistant to the antibiotics, or it just gets in there real good and she ends up with a very serious infection where they have to put her in the hospital and put her on IV antibiotics and it doesn't heal properly and it could leave like a big gaping non-healing wound in her leg because, I'm sorry, diabetes or not, which she says she doesn't have it, but I don't know, but her circulation in her legs, especially in the lower parts and to her feet, is compromised. And what's she going to do if she loses the ability to walk or loses a limb or something like that? Like, her weight should never not be on her mind.
But then immediately someone else has to remind me of my size or what I'm eating, anything like that. So it's like, regardless if it was me thinking about it all the time, it's like other people are going to remind me.
You put yourself on the internet to exploit your size, Amber. So don't even go and blame it on us.
About my weight. So it's just one of those things where I just gotta deal with it. And it's just like, I want to be more than my weight, more than my size. And it just feels like even when I try to be more than that and like different than that and like film different videos and that, like,
okay, listen, I'm going to be a real jerk here, but right now, Amber is not much more than her size. She has no real personality, no interesting interests, no education, no culture. She doesn't have any deep, meaningful beliefs or anything like that. She's just a very surface level, shallow person. Now, if she lost weight and she would have to become more than just the big girl, the huge girl. Would we see different sides of her? Would she learn new things about herself? Yeah, probably. But she will never take off the weight to see those sides of her or change in any type of way. Because Amber doesn't want to lose weight. She's shallow. She doesn't want to lose weight and have the loose skin. Yes, it can be removed, but she doesn't want to look like that in the meantime. And losing weight would mean that more would be expected of her. People would expect her to do more in her vlogs, produce better content, use Ubers or get a license and do things for herself, actually cook more and just, overall more would be expected of her. And she's lazy, and also she doesn't want to give up the food. She doesn't want to change her habits. She doesn't want to eat healthier foods all the time. She doesn't want to eat less. Amber wants to eat as much as she eats right now and what she eats right now. And she's just greedy and doesn't want to give it up.
It's still everyone's like focus, and I don't mean to say everyone like as an absolute, but it just feels like that is such like a heavy topic and like a hot topic where it's just like no matter what I do, it's just like my weight. That's all anyone wants to talk about. The last question is,
because Amber, like I said, honestly, what else is there to talk about with you? Especially in the last couple years, you don't show anybody else. You mainly just sit in your apartment and do the same things over and over, and you just are committing like slow unaliving and self-harm in your videos, and that's all we see. So if you showed people more and you really truly there was more to you, people would talk about it. But the only other thing about you other than your weight is your lying and manipulation and and all that stuff. So we got what you give.
Are you worried about all of the plus size influencers dying? So
Is she going to say yes? If she says yes, I might just scream. Especially if she tries to talk about, oh, how she cares so much and how it breaks her heart and how sad it is and oh my God. And then she'll try to swing it to how, oh, people say that's going to be me and that's me and it's not. Amber, yes. Yes, it is.
I chose this question because this is something I've actually been like thinking about a lot.
Oh, really? Because you've given us that spiel a lot too about how, oh, this person died or this happened, and it just makes me think about my situation and my health, and I want to save my own life and live a long life and travel, and it's all just smoke and mirrors.
Like there was recently a video that I saw online of this person talking about all of the recent plus size influencers.
Was it Blair White? I love Blair White.
That have died. And it is so many. And it's just like, I have never been part of health at every size because I
No, but you were part of the super morbidly obese community, Amber.
don't believe that. I'm very much like body positivity though. Like love that body.
Amber, if you loved your body, you would change it. You would do something. You wouldn't keep doing to it what you do to it. So don't even give me that shit about, oh, I love my body, body positivity. You love yourself. Well, you love yourself in that way too much. You need a little more self-loathing.
Physically, like what you look like, regardless of your size, because everyone is beautiful.
No, everybody's not. Am I a jerk? No, not everybody's beautiful, but that's okay. Because there is going to be somebody who is attracted to you no matter what you look like. And a lot of people, unlike we can see past like physical appearance because there's more than just physical looks that make somebody attractive. Their personality, their work ethic, their drive, their family values, their sense of humor, stuff like that. But physical appearance is a thing, and I'm sorry, but not everybody is physically attractive. And I'm sorry, Amber, people your size, once you get to your size where you are not the shape of human being anymore, it's not attractive. If I'm sorry, but if Amber is attractive to you and her body is attractive to you, and that is a fetish, because that is being attracted to very poor lifestyle and health and self-harm. And that in itself is not good. I'm not saying Amber doesn't have a pretty face or anything like that, but being attracted to somebody Amber size is being attracted to self-harm. And that's effed up.
But not every size is healthy, and I feel like that's very obvious. I don't know how that's not obvious to people, that being bigger is unhealthy. It does cause so many more health problems statistically. Like this isn't just something that people say to be just like fat phobic, because trust me, I experience fat phobia, fat shaming every single day. But when it comes to like health stuff, that's not just like fat phobic, that's not fat shaming, that's just like reality and the truth. And that's something
So why aren't you doing anything about your weight, Amber?
I've always firmly believed. There was a minute there years and years ago where I was delusional Lynn, where it's like doctors would tell me, yeah, everything's perfect. Like your blood results perfect. Like you're healthy.
I've explained to people that blood work is not the best metric. Maybe I will do a video. Let me guys know if you are interested. Maybe I will write down some information, some very specific things, maybe pull up a couple images, and maybe I will do a video explaining why when you are obese and morbidly obese, blood work doesn't mean, at least the basic blood work doesn't mean shit. Your basic blood work and vitals don't mean a thing as far as you being healthy. So let me know if you'd like, that actually is an interesting idea, and let me know if you guys will be interested in that.
Just overweight. Like I would hear those things constantly, so it fed into my delulu. But y'all,
my God, it fed into my Delulu. Amber, stop it. You're not some little 19-year-old valley girl. Like, oh my God, I'm so Delulu. Let's go to Starbs and talk about like our others. LOL, OMG. Amber, you're not some little ditzy, cute valley girl. Stop with that shit. It's so Amberlynn coded. I'm sorry. I'm just really over her stupid TikTok lingo. I mean, I don't believe that you have to act your age or look your age. You know, I believe in looking and acting and feeling young. But I mean, there's certain things, just get over it. I mean, but the talking, the language, it's so freaking annoying.
Like, I'm telling you, your 30s, your brain, like, I think it becomes more clear because I just feel like I think more clear now. And it's just like the way that I used to think, like early 20s, mid 20s, is like so different than like the way that I think now.
Amber, you are exactly the same as you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago. You are the same. You have not matured or changed or progressed at all. If the only thing that's changed, if anything has changed, you've gotten worse.
Anyways, I'm totally rambling, but what I'm trying to say, one day I will be a plus size influencer who has died. That is crazy to think about. But
yes, Amber, and I hate to say this, but it is going to be sooner than you would like if you don't get your act together because she doesn't realize the dire state she's in. She thinks because she hasn't had a major health scare. I mean, let's ignore the cancer, right? That's not a major health scare. That has put her in the hospital with chest pain and running all these cardiac tests and stuff like that. She thinks because nothing like that has happened that she's fine. And that's not the case. You don't want to wait until it gets to that point. You know what I mean? You don't want that to be your wake-up call.
But reality is reality is reality. Now I'm stuttering. I don't even know what I'm saying because the topic of death is one that I don't enjoy. Everyone dies. Why are we talking about this? Skinny influencers die. We're all
Amber, yes. Okay. Oh my God. Guys, did you know that you can't say anything to Amber about her mortality and her weight because skinny people die too? Amber, yes, but they die from things that are out of their control or accidents or old age. They don't die from this self-inflicted just havoc they've wreaked on their body, or maybe they are thin but they've eaten like shit. But you have a condition that you absolutely could control. So, oh my God, the skinny people die too. Oh my God.
gonna die. Okay, whether you're an influencer, whether you're a cop, whether you're a surgeon, whether you're a teacher, like it's gonna happen. But it's just eye-opening to see like how many influencers who are plus size have died.
So doesn't that really open up your eyes, Amber? A couple of them were your age or younger. Brittany Sowers was 28. That waffler dude from TikTok was like what, 32, 34? He was Amber's age.
Due to complications because of their weight. To answer the original question, yes, I am worried. It does worry me.
No, Amber. You don't get to say that. You don't get to say you're worried and then keep doing what you're doing. What you just showed us in the last vlog, what you'll show us this week, you don't get to say you're worried while you continually keep doing what you're doing. So, no.
It makes me sad. It makes me scared.
It doesn't make you sad and it doesn't make you scared because of what I just said.
And it's just like, if losing weight was easy, then we would all have our perfect bodies. We would all have.
Yes, Amber. And losing weight is tricky and it's hard. It's harder for some people. I give her that. But Amber, you could actually lose your first 100 pounds fairly easily. I mean, it would take her losing the first 100 or 120 before she'd really have to start digging deeper and putting in more effort. That's how big she is. Like the first 100 pounds wouldn't be all that difficult. She could still eat a lot of food. She could still eat a lot of crap. She would never have to get off of her ass and actually get up and exercise. She could lose weight by making very small changes.
Our perfect health. Like, it's just not the way that it works. For some people, yes, they can wake up one day and be like, you know what? I'm about to change my life. And for other people, such as myself, it is very freaking hard. And I know it's a lot of like up here.
Okay, but Amber, you go to therapists and doctors and then you never stay on your meds. You never do what they tell you to do. And I firmly believe she doesn't get everything out of therapy and treatment that she could because she's so narcissistic and so has this picture of how perfect she is. And she's such a victim that she lies and puts on this act all the time to her therapists and specialists. So then they diagnose her with how she presents, or they treat her for how she presents, and she's not honest with them. So she can't get the proper diagnosis, the proper treatment, and she can't get out of therapy that what she really needs to get out of it to change and make changes and overcome things, because she can't get over herself, not for 1 minute, not in the privacy and safety of a psychiatric office or therapist office, to drop the freaking act, stop, cut the bullshit, and just be honest. And that's why she doesn't get anything out of therapy and medication and stuff too, because she doesn't stick with it and she's not honest. You have to be, therapy can work wonders, but you have to be honest with yourself and with your therapist about what's going on, how you feel, how you act, or you don't get anything out of it.
It's a lot of like brain chemistry / chemicals, mental illness, trauma. Like it's so many different things mixed up, and it's not fun and it's not fair. And you guys have seen me literally try everything.
No, we didn't, Amber. You try half-assed for a couple of days. Or you're given a plan or a diet, and then you change it, and you talk about why it's not for you, or you don't want to do it like this. Like perfect example. I've been a low carb person for a long time. I do eat more carbs now, but she talked about how she did keto and how it was dangerous and it wasn't working. No, she did not do keto properly. She did keto half-assed, eating pints and pints of keto ice cream and fake keto product. Yeah, those products are lower sugar. That's not a proper keto diet. She didn't do it correctly. The vegan diet, vegetarian, she didn't do it right. She only did it for a day. Her meal plans and stuff that her doctors give her, she always changes them or tweaks them or does something. She never does anything just the way it's supposed to actually be done, because she always tweaks things so that she can still eat what she wants and have what she wants. And that's why they don't work. And she only sticks to things for a day or two. Which, God bless her, that's longer than Foodie Beauty does, I think. But still, like, she's not going to get anywhere. She is too lazy and too poorly self-disciplined to do things for the weeks and months and years it's literally going to take for her to get results. It just ain't happening.
Under the sun to lose weight, and I always do. I lose weight, but then I gain it back.
Because you don't make permanent changes, Amber, because you want to lose a little bit of weight, but your thing is you always go on a diet with the intention of quitting it and going back to eating the way you want and eating the stuff you want, which you can't control how much of the garbage you eat, because it's like made to be addictive and made to be hyper palatable and make you want to overeat it. Plus, you just love to gorge and indulge. You love to stuff yourself like a Thanksgiving turkey. And until you like give up those wants and those desires, nothing's ever going to change.
Then I gain more back, but then I lose that weight again, and then I gain it back.
There's always an end point with her. She starts a diet with an end point in her head. And what Amber needs to realize is with her, there can be no end point. Everybody can lose weight on a diet, but if you quit the diet and you go back to eating what made you big in the first place, you will, and you don't have control of your habits, you will gain it back. And that's what she always does. And I don't believe she waxes and wanes like the same 10 to 20 pounds, which is nothing for her. It's merely at her size of fluctuation. But until her mindset really changes and she wants and is ready to give up this stuff, nothing's going to change.
And then I lose and then gain and then lose and then gain. It is a cycle that has been forever. Literally.
So then why aren't you accepting that you can't do this on your own? And somebody needs to be in control of your money, of your access to being able to order food and get takeout and what you get at the grocery store. And you need proper, legitimate inpatient therapy, or at the very least, somebody living in, like I said, somebody who can control what she eats, how much she eats, and what she can get access to.
Started when I was 11 years old.
You can't do it on your own, Amber. You cannot do it on your own.
I would not be putting myself through this torture if I had an answer. Everyone is different.
Yeah, but Amber, the fact is if you actually did something where you were in a deficit for an extended amount of time, you would lose weight. You are not a medical anomaly. You are not another species. I mean, sometimes I wonder, but you are human as far as we know, and you will lose weight. It may be harder. But the problem is like, it's hard and it sucks. And you have to feel hungry a little bit and you have to do the work. And she doesn't want to because homegirl's a lazy queen. That's what she is. She's the lazy queen.
Body is different. The way that they do things is different.
And don't forget the selfish queen.
Some people, they literally just wake up and they're like, you know what, I'm going to do this. And they do it. Some people, it takes 100 different times to try it and they're finally successful.
What about 10 years, Amber?
But for me, for some reason, I have tried 10,000 times and I just can't seem to get it. And then,
so why aren't you saying, I can't do this on my own, and go hire somebody to live with you 24/7 to control you, give your mom conservatorship, which is what I firmly believe she needs, or go into inpatient? Because you even had the supposedly world famous, super great doctor, weight loss surgeon, and you didn't listen to them. You didn't listen to him. You didn't lose weight. You actually gained weight on that program. So when are you going to admit, hey man, I am so far gone that I need drastic intervention? I can't do this on my own, because I will never make myself do it.
It makes people question all the time, like, does she just enjoy being fat? Like, it's just...
I think you do, because you're greedy. And being thin takes work and self-discipline. And you don't like it.
Her thing? No. I hate it. I hate everything about it. I hate food. I hate...
Amber, you love food. Or I'm sorry, food. You love food. You love it to the point where you, above everything else, prioritize it and refuse to give it up. So I don't want to hear her talk about how she hates food. I say I hate food sometimes, and I do, but I also love it. There is nothing about food Amber hates. If she really did, she would at least be able to make some changes that she could stick with. But she can't. Not one. Not one minuscule change can she make.
I hate my weight. I hate my body. I hate my size. I hate the way I walk because of it. I hate the way I'm...
Amber, you don't walk. You don't walk anymore. You waddle. You shuffle. You don't walk. Like, I would consider Amber medically partially immobile because her mobility is so hindered.
Treated because of it. I hate the health issues I've had because of it. I hate the health issues that will happen because of it. Like,
okay, so you're acknowledging you've had health issues. And right there, she said she hates the health issues she will have because of it. So she knows it's coming. So somebody save this clip it. So down the line, when she has diabetes or some other thing, and she goes, oh, it wasn't just my weight, or I just didn't know this would play this, because she flat out admitted and said she hates what will happen because of her weight. So she knows it's coming.
I hate every single second, but I feel stuck. I feel mentally stuck. I feel physically stuck. I feel emotionally stuck. I just feel stuck and confused and lost. And it's like, people think they have all the answers. People think they know exactly what to do.
People have given you a lot of good advice, Amber. And guess what? Some people, like that surgeon, did have the answers, did have advice, did know what to do. But you refuse to listen because you're such an egomaniac. And so you can't just admit to people, look, I love this. I love the food. I love being full. I just want to eat this way. I know it's killing me, but you can't just admit that. So you put on this act that, oh, I know, I want to lose weight. I want to change, but just nobody has the answers. I don't know what to do. Yes, you've been around many people that have the answers, both professionals, people in your audience, people in your personal life, but you are the problem because you will not listen. You refuse to listen.
And people think that if they were in my situation, they would know what to do, but it's not that easy. I don't want to die because of my weight.
Amber, you don't get to say that because, again, if you really didn't, you would at least make some changes. You make none. In fact, you get worse because you've added Delta gummies and vaping and drinking to the mix of problems you already have.
I don't want to die because of complications because of my weight.
Well, girlfriend, they're coming. They're coming. I'm not wishing them on her, but they are coming.
The very thing that has like kept me from living is going to be the very thing to actually keep me from living. And that is scary. It's like, the best way to put it is like, I feel like I died already. I have spent majority of my life not living because of my size.
Yeah, I mean, she acts like, oh, I'm just living this great life. What life? You sit in your apartment and eat and occasionally go waddle around a grocery store or someplace with your mom. And then you come back and you sit and you eat and you watch videos about yourself, do some Legos, and sleep. It's no life, especially for a woman in her early 30s. It's sad. It would be exceptionally sad if it was a better person, but it's Amber. So it is still sad, but I don't have the sympathy for Amber as I would for somebody else. And I admit that.
Not experiencing because of my size. And it's like, it's only been as of recently where I have felt myself become alive a little bit more. And I feel myself coming out of like this mentally and physically paralyzed stage that I've been in for so long.
Amber, you're still physically in a paralyzed state because it's not getting better, honey. Your mobility and condition is getting worse. I mean, all this talk about stamina and stuff, it's all just diluting yourself. And until you can like open up your eyes and be honest with yourself and everybody around you, it's not going to get better.
And every day I just want to improve more. And it's like,
no, you don't, Amber. You don't want to improve more. Every day I want to improve more. Oh, just miss me with that bullshit. No, you don't. You would at least make one change. One change. Like, how about drinking some effing water? How about not drinking? How about actually going on walks? How about not having snacks like candy bars and shit in your house?
This last week was like the best week that I've had. And I can't even tell you how long.
Yeah, and one of the things that was the best about it, you were with your friends, but you didn't have any, you had no reason. You used it as an excuse to not diet, not watch what you eat, not make better choices. That's why it was the best week you had in so long, because you were out with people and you could eat as freely as you want. All the ice cream, candy topped ice cream and takeout and drinks and snacks and food and not have to worry about anything, right? Because you're out with friends and you're hanging out and with your mom and your grandma or whoever, and you can eat whatever you want and not have to think about it. So that's why it was the best week you've had in a long time, because you, in your mind, that was an excuse to not worry about what you ate or how much you eat and just do what you want. And that's when you're happy, when you aren't actually having to think about it or try.
Every day I felt like I was living. Every day
and every day you felt like you were living. Think about that. You thought you were living every day because you are just constantly going somewhere to eat or drink something. And to Amber, that's living. Because that's all they did.
Like I was existing and I was happy, and I rarely thought about my weight, and that's very rare for me. I literally just told you, like, it just seems like I'm constantly thinking about my weight and my size.
You should be, Amber.
And then the minute I stop and the minute I just enjoy life with friends and go to bars and like get drinks and then just all these things, like,
Amber, I'm telling you, that's what a normal young person could do, and they should even do it sparingly, because like alcohol is so not good for you. But at your size, you can't do that. And you've had plenty of time, plenty of chances, all the money and opportunity in the world to prevent your situation from being what it is now. But no, you can't go out and just have drinks and get food and do whatever because you are so in such a physically fragile and bad state. And it's nobody's fault but your own. So I'm sorry. I know you want to just go out and live and be like a normal person, but you're not normal and it's your own doing. So you can't do that. Sorry. Sorry, but you can't.
Like, I come back after all of that, after the high of just feeling so happy, and I step on the scale and I gain weight.
Amber, that chuckle. Are you really surprised that you gained weight after what you showed us? And that is just the stuff you showed us. That's not the sitting in the apartment at 2 a.m. and getting McDonald's or ordering Jack in the Box or whatever, snacks. That's only the stuff she showed us. She showed us very few actual meals and stuff for that week. So God only knows what she actually ate.
That's no surprise. After a week of all of that, and I've never done so much walking in my life.
Amber, and that's what you consider living. And I'm sorry, you waddled around the casino for a little bit. You herpled through Dave and Buster's. Most of the time, you guys, I guarantee, were sitting and eating and drinking, or sitting at your house and talking and watching TV and eating. You didn't do that much walking, Amber.
But
your friends know how physically disabled you are, if they in fact exist.
As someone with lipedema and lymphedema, the more
Here we go.
I walk, the more I swell, the more I get.
No. Yes, there will be some swelling. But that is good for you, actually, because you need to move your body to keep your circulation going. And you know what you're supposed to do. That's not an excuse to not walk, girlfriend. What you should be doing is coming home and elevating your legs, keeping them up and wrapping them with the wraps. And of course, her legs are so bad she can't do it herself, but she doesn't want anybody else to do it because she's embarrassed. So she could be doing things to help the swelling and reduce it. But here she's basically, I can't walk that much because when I do, I swell and then I gain weight. Well, you swell, but you gain weight because you eat too much. You swell because you eat too much sodium and too much crap. The walking may cause some of it, but it's not the only reason. If you went home and elevated your legs and used compression garments and went to lymphatic massage like you were supposed to, it would be much better.
Weight. That's something that
if you would follow the Whole Foods anti-inflammatory, actual low carbohydrate diet they told you to do, you wouldn't swell as much. You wouldn't retain as much water. But heaven forbid, Amber, diet, huh?
I have to figure out something I have to work on.
Amber, they told you what I just said. Compression, wraps, lymphatic massage, elevation, and losing weight and eating a low carbohydrate anti-inflammatory diet, because carbohydrates, aka sugars, have an inflammatory response in your body. Yes, even healthy whole ones from like quinoa and whole grain, they are inflammatory because they turn to sugar in your body, and carbohydrates make you retain a little bit of water. So you are going to retain. That's one of they're telling you to eat. They told you to eat low carb keto for a reason. God damn it.
There's only so much I can do because, again, these things are not curable. I just had
Amber. They are helpable. Like, is that even a word? You can help them greatly. And then when you lose enough weight, you could get the lipedema liposuction. You could get like lymphedema masses physically removed. Yes, it's a long process. Yes, it's painful. But you could do that and get to where you were much more mobile and looked as normal as possible for you, and where you are as healthy as possible. She uses these as an excuse for everything. Plus, your whole body, girlfriend, isn't lipedema and lymphedema.
Single ingredient for happiness this last week while also finding every single ingredient for.
Okay, so your happiness was not working, running around with friends, eating birthday cake, eating at restaurants, drinking copious amounts of very high calorie drinks. That was your happiness. Amber, get the hell out of here. And when I saw the review of that video, that's another thing I noticed. Amber I don't believe she likes the taste of alcohol. She likes the sugary mixers and drinking so that she can act like some ditzy drunk 19-year-old who had their first drink tonight, you know what I mean? She always gets the most high calorie, calorie and sugar laden drinks, the margaritas, the daiquiris, the pina coladas, the buzzballs, stuff like that. She doesn't enjoy a good wine or a martini or anything like that. She doesn't really like, a craft beer. She doesn't like that. She likes the sugary mixers because they're sweet, they're high calorie, and she can get a little bit of alcohol and pretend she's like this drunk sorority chick. Yeah.
Weight gain. So it's just like bittersweet. It's like the week where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to live my life and I'm just going to have the time of my life. I'm not going to think.
Yeah. That week you choose to drink like 3,000 in calories, Amber. That's not counting what you ate.
Think about my weight not one time. The minute I stop thinking about my weight is the minute where things go downhill.
You should never stop thinking about your weight, Amber. Not 1 minute, never ever.
So I'm just like so rambly right now. I don't know what is happening, but I'm going to put my weight in right here.
Tell me the damn weight. Amber, I told you I won't believe this until I see this at the minimum with no cuts in it.
To do my Wednesday weigh-in for you guys. So it is
I guarantee we don't get one next week. I guarantee she already prefaced in the beginning of this video that it's done.
February 7th. Which is actually my mom's 55th birthday. So everyone say happy birthday to Mama Lynn.
Don't go have cake again, Amber. We know you had it. But happy birthday, Mama Lynn.
So you guys already know I've gained weight.
And isn't that sad? She's 55 and her daughter will very likely never make it to that age. That's tragic.
I already know. Like, I treated the last week as if I was on vacation for the first time in my whole life. And
Amber, you treat every week or every weekend like you're on vacation. I'm sorry, I almost dropped the F-bomb. How the hell is it any different than any other day in the life of Amber Reid?
I don't regret a single moment.
You should regret. See, and that's the thing. I don't regret a single moment. You should. And you know what? What good are your friends? How good of the friends are they when all they want to do is go out and eat and drink with you? Instead of taking you to the park, going sightseeing, or going and eating healthier options. Like, your friends facilitating you unaliving yourself? Like, how good are these friends, truly? I think they're detrimental, actually.
Of it. I literally only live once. It's a new weigh-in week starting right now. So I'm just going to be happy that I even woke up.
So we're starting from, this is day one, the start of the cycle again. This is a new week, new weigh-in. Day one.
Alive, living. I created memories last week. But anyways,
what memories of sitting in an empty Dave and Buster's or an empty bar in the middle of the day eating and drinking? Oh boy, yeah. Isn't that sad when the best, yeah, we all have good memories of food and holiday meals and stuff like that and things but your best memories shouldn't be just centered around sitting at a restaurant eating some crappy frickin' fried food. That's really sad.
Ramble on about that forever. Let's just step on the scale.
Hello.
Is there a cut?
Ready. 515.0.
What?
Pounds.
All right, so 515.0.
So according to her last weigh-in, wasn't she like 507 or something? Guys, do you know how much she had to eat and drink to gain 8 pounds? When you're over 500 pounds. Keep in mind, let's be hypothetical. If she was being honest and she said she's never walked so much in her life and she was doing all this walking, okay, because Amber's so big, her moving around that much would expend a lot of calories. Her basal metabolic rate is around 3,400 calories. She needs like that just to exist. So if she was doing all this walking while she's still bigger, she will expend more calories during movement than if she were a lighter weight. So if she was doing all that and she still gained 8 pounds with all that movement and exercise, how much was she effing actually eating? Again, it was far more than what she showed us. Far more. I can't even fathom just what a gross amount of food it probably was. Just gross.
Yep. I had a feeling that was going to happen. So as you can see, I did gain weight.
And you see, there's like no regret. See, I knew that was going to happen. Like there's no regret in her voice or in her face right now or her actions.
Because last week I was 508.8, and since I was 515.0 today, I gained 6.2 pounds.
Amber, you're back up to, oh my God. Oh, okay.
Pounds of salt, water retention.
See here, she's blaming it all on stuff. It was the water retention from the sodium. She doesn't ever say it's because I ate 6,000 calories a day. Because I ate enough for me and my friends combined. Because I just ate like a pig. Because I pigged out and gluttoned and was disgustingly greedy. She won't say that. She won't say I literally ate piles and piles of food. No, it was just the sodium, guys, and the swelling.
And calories. I drank my calories a lot this week, and I'm not really a girly pop that does that. I drink a lot of like
I'm not really a girly pop that does that. Amber, you're not a girly pop.
Diet and
wait a minute, what?
This week, and I'm not really a girly pop that does that. I drink a lot of like diet.
Amber, but like all the buzz balls you drink, those aren't diet. You never get like a skinny cocktail or something light, or you always get the sugariest, most calorie dense drinks you can get your stubby little paws on.
And diet Gatorades or Gatorade Zero, whatever you want to call them. So I do a lot.
How about, you know what, there's this crazy drink called water that you should drink, and it actually would help with some of your swelling and water retention, because I don't know, there's no sense in trying to explain this to her.
That, so drinking my calories, not a good idea, because
and eating them is not a good idea either, Amber. How about that? What a novel idea. You know, it's not a good idea to drink your calories, but it's also not a good idea to eat them. Thousands of calories a day over what you need. Like, that's what I'm saying. This woman could eat 3,000 calories a day and still lose weight. So how much was she effing eating? It's disgusting. I physically couldn't shove that much food into my mouth in a day. I would actually vomit. And most people wouldn't. That's how much food she's eating.
Because your girl has retained a lot of water.
Amber, the weight is not just water. It is water, yes, probably. But it is also because you just freaking... You were just another day like one of those people on my 600-pound life, Amber.
My goal for last week originally was to cook more, and I was not successful with that goal at all.
Because you're lazy. Because you're lazy. You and your friends could have cooked. You could have said, look, I'm serious about saving my life. We're going to go out to eat and stuff, but I'm going to make better choices, or I'm going to cook some of my meals at home. And then when we go to Dave & Buster's, you can get something to eat, but I'm going to pass. And then, I'm only going to get one cocktail, or I'm going to get something that's light, or I'm not going to drink at all. Because, like, she depends on eating and drinking to have a good time. That's her idea of fun. And without those things, she's not having fun. So, again, without a major shift in the freaking brain, nothing's going to change.
So my goal for this week is to simply just like make better choices.
Oh my God, I'm so tired of her with all these stupid, vague things. My goal for this week is just to make better choices. Amber, that freaking what I ate last week, where you got all this takeout, including dessert, piles of rice, all this crappy ramen, didn't drink any water, and I guarantee you ate something else. You considered that day making better choices. So we need to be a little more specific and a little more motivated than just make better choices, because you're the queen of not making better choices.
Super important that I do that, whether it's better choices on the food that I eat while I'm at a restaurant or the food that I make at home.
No. Did you hear what she just said? Whether it's making better choices of the food I eat at a restaurant or I make at home. Amber, why in... Oh my God. Why the hell are you going to go to a freaking restaurant? You just went to them every day with your friends. How about don't go to a restaurant? Every day's not vacation. Every day's not a party. Get your head out of your shelf ass and wake up and start doing the damn thing like you like to say. How about you just cook at home this week and not go to a restaurant and not get takeout? How about that? I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry, but she talks about, oh, I just want to make better choices, and then instantly mentions what she's going to pick when she's out at a restaurant. This bitch shouldn't be at a restaurant. I'm telling you, she needs somebody in full control of her goddamn money and getting rid of those Uber Eats apps and all that other crap. I am triggered. I am sorry. I am over it.
Because a lot of people are just like, you know what, cook more at home, like you're gonna do so much better.
And cook more at home means actually cook real food, not pull stuff out of the freezer or out of a box and just put it in the air fryer or heat it up in the microwave, because that's not good for you either.
But you don't realize that, like, I can cook at home just fine, but it's like, it's still like the choices that I have to make. Like,
yeah, Amber, because you're lazy. Cooking real food from scratch takes work and you are lazy.
you know how easy it would be for me to make like a whole box of Hamburger Helper and like eat that and be like, oh,
why is Hamburger Helper in your house, Amber? How about, guess what? Just cook a bunch of ground meat, ground turkey, ground beef, put that on a plate, add a little like seasonings to it, add a little bit of cheese, maybe some taco seasoning, have some veggies on the side, eat that. She could eat a pile of meat. I mean, I know she has some like people that review her and stuff that I like that are vegetarian and vegan, but meat is not bad for you. Fat is not bad for you. Amber could eat like a dozen eggs and like a pack of ground meat every day, and she would lose weight and she would be healthier for it. Like, she needs to just start by actually cooking real food. Obviously, I'm not like telling her to do that, but that's how bad her diet is that she could do that and she would lose weight. But she needs to learn to start cooking more, eating more vegetables, trying new spices, getting off of the processed packaged foods, and actually getting off her lazy ass and doing some work. Takeout's easy. It's like effortless. And that's the thing. She needs to be willing to actually work.
well, it's totally fine because like I cook that at home, but that's more calories than me getting like, say, a meal from McDonald's, you know?
Oh, hear that, guys? Oh, cooking at home, she ends up eating more calories than she would if she ordered from McDonald's. So she might as well eat at McDonald's. So you mean to tell me you cook a burger at home and instead of having fries, cook a big, make like a homemade sweet potato fries, bake them, or make a baked potato and a salad and a side of veggies. You know exactly what's it. You mean to tell me that is more calories than you getting a double cheeseburger, a 20-piece McNugget, a large fry, a McFlurry with extra chocolate sauce like you like, and a drink? That, no, Amber. See, this is her justifying her bad decisions. She's sitting here right in front of us justifying it. And this is how her brain works, and this is why she's screwed.
It just like depends on the meal, of course, but it's not always.
How about then you say, I'm just going to eat healthy stuff. I'm going to cook chicken or steak or eggs or shrimp or some kind of a fish. I'm going to have a big plate of veggies with it, be it like frozen, like spinach, broccoli, mixed veggies, you know, green beans, whatever. And then maybe like a little bit of rice or quinoa or something like that. I'm going to go easy on the sauces. I'm going to measure out the oil I use because she free pours oil. And then for dessert, I'm going to have maybe a sugar, like a no sugar like a fat-free, like I like the Faye Zero yogurt. It's lower fat, which fat's not bad, but it's lower fat, no sugar, so it's good for on calories, and you can add stuff to it. And I'll add some stevia to it, and maybe a little bit of a flavored sugar-free syrup. Like I like to put a vanilla or a caramel in there. Sprinkle some berries in it. Maybe a little drizzle of honey on top. And that'll be your dessert. She could make better choices. Jesus, I'm sorry.
Cook at home. Cooking at home doesn't automatically make something healthy.
No, not whenever you just grab it out of a box, or you eat a boxes and boxes of stovetop stuffing and couscous and pasta. Amber shouldn't be eating pasta. She shouldn't be eating couscous. She shouldn't be eating stovetop stuffing.
I would like to be delusional and think that, and I'm sure there was an era in my life where I did think that way, but that's just not realistic.
Amber, if you cooked whole foods at home every day for all of your meals, and even only ate like a couple takeout meals a week, if that's not delusional, you would lose a ton of weight. You're saying that now so that you can justify why it's better and makes more sense for you to order food.
Because there's so many things that you can cook at home that are just as bad as getting takeout.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that's better for you that you could cook at home too. And she could bulk cook. She could pre-prep, like cook a bunch of chicken or beef or fish or something like that. Have those just bags of frozen veggies where she wouldn't even have to get a veggie tray that's pre-cut for a snack. She get some of the boil and bag rice, so that it only takes a few minutes, and then it's like a measured out portion. She could like split the bag in half. There are so many things she could do that actually wouldn't be that much work. She could pre-cook, prep meals and portions, and then just put them into takeout containers, like Tupperwares, and literally just grab them out of the fridge, heat them up and eat them. Like she wouldn't have to fully do full cooking every meal every day. Tons of people do it. And she has nothing but time, no responsibilities. There's no reason this woman can't do it.
Takeout things that you can get that is way healthier than
But you don't pick the healthy things, Amber. That's the difference. You don't get the healthy things.
whatever it is you're cooking at
In fact, I think you're repelled by them.
home. So it's all about making better choices.
It's all about making better choices, Amber. Keep lecturing us on making better choices as you continue to make the worst choices you could possibly make.
Like literally my goal, whether it's cooking at home or I'm ordering a takeout or whatever.
Amber, your goal should be to not see, like, she's automatically putting ordering takeout and going to restaurants as part of her plan, and it should be eliminated. That's the first thing she could do to improve her diet, and she will not do it. Oh, she is hopeless. I am just over this woman.
Maybe I just want to make better choices, whether that be the liquids I'm drinking and the food I'm eating. I want to, pick more vegetables, have a little bit more fruit, truly just like feed my body better things.
And stop snacking. You don't need the snacks, Amber.
It'll make me feel better, and hopefully it'll show up on a scale next week. Is there going to be a weigh-in next Wednesday? Who knows? I know for
who knows? I guarantee she doesn't stick with this. She gains weight. There's not going to be a weigh-in. I would bet money there's not going to be a weigh-in. Let me know in the comments if you think there's going to be a weigh-in, because I don't think there is.
For me, there's going to be, because I'm really focusing this year on losing those 100 pounds. And honestly, I'm only down 0.8 of those pounds, but I know
she's down 0.8 of her 100 pounds, guys. So she peed at some point this year. Wow. Amber could lose 100 pounds in 4 months. That's the sad part. Is she could already be down 40 or 50 of that 100 pounds.
that I can still do it, and I know that's possible. I know I sound like a joke.
You keep talking like that, Amber. Oh, I know I can do it. I know it's.
A lot of people are probably laughing at me, but it's like one thing about myself is that I never give up.
Amber, you're delusional.
And that is something I love about myself. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying.
I don't care. Okay, whatever. Let me know what you guys think. I know this was a long one. A lot of you guys like my long content because you listen to the videos while you're doing stuff, and I appreciate that. And I like that I don't have to be short-winded. And this is my first video back in over a week, so just getting back into it, letting all the frustration out. And frankly, this video was super frustrating from Amber. I mean, I just really might have to just go and like bang my head on the wall a couple times, and that would be more pleasant than having to watch this again. But I'm not going to do that, guys. I'm just like, but anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe. What do you think is going to go on with her? Do you think there's going to be a way in? I don't think there's going to be one. This is just insane. It's like literally the definition of insanity. I may do some Chantel reacts. I am going to start trying to get some things recorded again now that everything is pretty much done with my aunt. We just have one little thing tonight, and then that's going to be it. So I love you guys. I will talk to you in the next one. Thanks for spending all this time with me, and I will talk to you later. Bye.